What is up? Welcome to the Shit Vegan Show. It is Tuesday, 7th of June. I'm coming to you live on Twitch. Be sure to go across to Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, do the like, share, subscribe thing. Keep up to date during the week of what goes on Shit Vegans. This is such a fun project. It's just something that I like to do. Just talking shit in the Shit Vegan Show. And I've got this, I think it's a bit of a skill where I can just talk shit, you know. I can just waffle like the iron. What's your favorite vegan food or vegan snack? I'm really vibing the frozen schnitzel things made by the company called Fries, Frys. Easy, quick, and yeah, the way I cook, they're like these little patty schnitzel things, right? They're about maybe that big, and they, the way you can cook them in the oven, you can cook them in the air fryer, you can cook them on the pan. But I prefer to cook them inside of a sandwich maker, sandwich press, so then it cooks evenly on both sides. And defrosts as it cooks. We'll check in a little bit on what happened last week. So last week, a whole bunch of people got called out on the Shit Vegan Show because they were talking shit about me. And not just, you know, something little about Nick or this or that. I usually don't care about it, but for me, it helps me create content. So the more you do it, the more it diversifies the way I think and the way I speak. So if anything, I appreciate it happening. So Sean Curry unblocked me. He unblocked me and then he waited 48 hours because you can't block someone once. You can't re-block someone after 48 hours, before 48 hours has lapsed. So he waited 48 hours and blocked me again. I commented on the thread that I made. If you want to check out the thread, go to my Facebook page, my personal one, Nick FTV. You'll be able to find me through Shit Vegans. And you'll see how, you know, pathetic people can be. So on today's show, I will be interviewing James Culley. He's a vegan from Adelaide in South Australia who we haven't been mates for a very long time, but I've known him for a long time. Back in the early 2010s, I used to kick around in the crew that he used to kick around with and the band scene in Adelaide. He used to sing for a band called Settle for Nothing, hardcore band, pretty dope. I think they're on Spotify. And we've been meaning to catch up and chat for a very long time. One of the things that I wanted to do was to do the show at his place because he can't come here because he's on parole. So, very interesting story. Get your snacks. Drop us some comments. Ask us some questions. I'm going to try and bring him into the show. Managed to get him on Discord. So if you're on Spotify, you won't be able to see, but you'll be able to hear. So let me get this message sent. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Cool. Let me stop the music. And let me bring him in.
Hey, Baz.
Hey, how you going?
How you going, man?
Good. I've got you on the. You're on the side.
Oh, yeah? All right, give me a sec. I can fix that. Easy.
Awesome. So everyone on the Shit Vegan Show. This is James Culley. Welcome. I got some sounds to play. Actually, here we go. Hang on. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it over there. Here we go. You got that? Nah. The man, the myth. Awesome. Welcome to the show. So, yeah, I was
Cheers, man. Thanks.
Did you catch the stream just now? And I gave you the introduction. Yeah?
I did. I heard the SFN drop. That
Yeah,
made me
that's
laugh.
right. Yeah, man. So
Shit.
I wrote a few questions down, but I want to start with that. So, yeah, I used to be in a band, really heavy hardcore band, and it was just fucking like mosh. You go into the pit while you guys were playing, and there'd be fists flying everywhere, there'd be legs flying everywhere. Bloody Alan, Travis, Kurt, they'll all just smash everyone about. Oh man, how fun were those days?
Yeah, man. This feels like another life ago, but
Yeah.
it's good times, man. Lots of memories there.
Yeah.
Best.
Wicked. Would you ever be keen on doing that again?
Something like that, yeah. I've been speaking to, I can't really say, I've been speaking to a couple of people.
Oh man, well, if you can't talk about
you,
that.
you even dropped one of the names just before. I was speaking to him recently about doing something. He's keen, but yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll probably be 40 by the time that happens. Who the fuck wants to see that shit? You know what I mean?
Awesome. Well, I'm keen as I'll rock up to the shows, man, and yeah, it'll just be like fucking old times. I remember going to a show a couple of months ago, and I was flailing about, and man, I'm getting old, dude.
Yeah,
my body doesn't hold up like it used to. All right, so I'll start with my first question. How long have you been vegan for?
It'll be 5 years this month, man.
5 years. Wow. Cool. Well.
Yeah, we're going quick, man.
Wow. And how old are you?
34 in August, I'll be. So yeah, 33 at the moment.
Yeah, wicked. So, well, why are you vegan?
Why? Basically, I don't value my life more than a chicken or a cow or anything like that. I think we're all equals, I believe, and yeah, we should pay attention to that.
Yep, totally. And what made you decide to go vegan, and what situation were you in at the time?
You know what, man? Like at the time, I had a lot of friends. I wanted to do it for a while, but I just didn't pull my head in. It was all talk in a sense. And I had a lot of mates that have been vegan for like 15 years beforehand, and always, just looked, but never even considered it. But then, yeah, I basically, I got locked up for a bit there, and I went away, and yeah, I was training. I put on a bit of weight, and I was a bit unhealthy. And then, I was like, if I'm going to do something and start it, I'll do it now. And I was thinking about it for a few days, and then a couple of people said, you won't be able to do it in here. And that was it. I gave them the finger, and the next day I was vegan. Yeah, pretty much.
Wow, man, that's absolutely crazy. So, yeah, for those of you who didn't quite catch that, when Culley went vegan, or James, when he went vegan, he was actually locked up and in prison. So a very, very interesting story. So when that happened to you, what sort of food were you eating?
Look, man, like they don't obviously cater for it because they consider it, a lifestyle choice, not a health choice. Even though they cater very, specifically for vegos here and there, but they just take the meat off the plate, really. I see it, and they get cheese and salad. Muslims will get, a separate dish that hasn't got pork in it and stuff like that. But vegans, they don't cater for it. And I get it, it's the minority. I only met one other person that didn't eat meat the whole time in that 4 years that I was away. So, you get fed relatively okay food, if you're eating meat and stuff. You get your 3 meals a day and stuff. But once you go vegan, it's hard to get that protein. So once I started it was hard. And I was training hard anyway, but I lost a lot of weight by training and eating healthy. But once I did the plant-based thing, I lost 5 kilos probably within a week, and I felt like shit. I wasn't getting anything, but I was really new to it. I was still learning a lot, so you can't really get recipe books in certain places, especially medium security jails and shit. So
yep.
Yeah, you just have to, kind of wing it. There's a couple of books floating about, but, I kind of got a lot of recipes on the back of lentil packets and stuff like that. And I was just chucking lentils and chickpeas and everything and just putting flavors and trying to wing it and trial and error, you know what I mean?
Yeah, wow, that's crazy.
So, yeah, it was hard, man. It was really hard. But the more people nagged me, said, eat a fucking steak, or, you can't do it, you're losing too much weight. The more I just said, no, I'll keep doing it, So if I wasn't so stubborn, I probably wouldn't have even started it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Once I went to another jail, like a low security jail, you're allowed to get certain books sent in. So, I had a good couple mates sending recipe books in here and there, and I had a lot of time to kill. So I was learning a lot more, and I still struggle to get that protein in. It was a bit hard, but all you can do is I was committed. In the end of the day, I was
Yeah.
committed, and I didn't want to go back. And the years kept going past and trotting down and ticking off. And obviously since being released about 18 months ago, I found it so much easier because it's just
Yeah.
so easy to get protein out of here and stuff like that.
Yep.
It's just right in front of you. So
Yeah. It's such an abundance,
yeah,
isn't it?
yeah, it's easy as. But I was committed to it. I didn't go backwards once I started it, and I stuck with it. So yeah, 5 years. Here we go.
Amazing. Thanks for sharing. We've got Tia Torture and Queen Phoenix, my friend Avery, in the chat. They're saying, hey, how are you? They're having their conversations. You can't see it, but it's on my screen here and going out to the stream. If you guys have any questions for James, hit us up. I'm not sure if you caught on, but yeah, James got a really interesting story. And as I mentioned earlier, we were gonna try and sort something out, but we thought, fuck it, we're just gonna go and do it live and see how we go.
Yeah.
So, so I had a question lined up for later, but what you just said tied into this. So you were saying that while you were locked up and trying to eat your food and doing all the stuff that you're doing, you're getting mocked a bit.
Oh yeah, flat out, but I got pretty thick skin,
Yeah.
and it's all joking that some people are a bit more serious than others, but you kind of gotta take it like, you might hear the same thing 50 times in a day, but you kind of got to take it that that person doesn't know that you've been had it 49 other times. So you just got to take it and just laugh and pretend it doesn't bother you. But majority of the time, it starts getting to you, but you just fucking suck it up, because there's a lot of testosterone floating around in there, and everyone's looking for
I bet.
So you just got to keep your head down and do it. And I was committed, and the fact that I kept doing it and made it work was the best comeback and payback for it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, for sure. And I bet that would have been yeah, absolutely the best
you can you
comeback.
can you can definitely understand. You're the minority. Like the 2 or 3 different places I was at. I was the only person there. Out of 400, 500 people at a time. So
Yeah.
people are interested, but they also you get the old cliche. I don't know how you do it. I can never do that. But they don't realize how easy it is.
Yeah.
And you can only. I never push it down anyone's throat. You can only try to educate someone one by one. And I did here and there. People. I had a housemate, and we started, doing plant-based things every day. He ate what I ate, for dinner, and he didn't have to, but he did. And he enjoyed most things I cooked, and then he'd give it a go too. So which he didn't have to do. So I appreciated that.
Awesome.
But people were amazed, man. Once I got a couple of recipe books in there, I had a couple of dessert books and stuff. So I was cooking, I was baking a shitload just for fun, and people couldn't believe there was no egg or dairy in it, and I just realized how easy it was. You just use soy milk or almond milk, and that was it. I didn't need an egg replacer or nothing, and people couldn't believe it. Like there was a shitload of sugar, but that's how we broke our week up. It was real fun to do that, and people couldn't believe it. They couldn't get their head around that I could make a vanilla slice that had nothing to do with animals in it. And it was simple.
That's incredible. And that would have forced you into creating that habit, because if you weren't going to eat the food or cook the recipes, then you wouldn't have been able to survive. So that would have forced that upon you. And I bet you'd have you'd be pretty culinary. You'd be an expert right now. I bet. Just before we started this stream, I rang James just to have a chat to get all the logistics worked out, and I managed to get it worked out, which is pretty cool. And James was cooking. He's like, no, I got to have a shower. Call me now. I got to have my shower and then I got to eat. So, and he was in the middle of cooking while we were chatting. And what did you have for dinner tonight?
I made a mock tuna mornay for the first time, but instead of the I took a photo of it. But instead of using tuna, I used that one of the Woolies beef minces that you can get, the plant-based minces, because I found the texture of that is very similar to a tuna, from what I remember. And I gave it a go. I haven't had a bite yet though. It's just cooling down. I'm looking at it now.
Oh,
I'm pretty keen. But,
feel free to start eating it, man. You can show it on the stream and do all that. So we've got a few people dropping some comments. We got Avery, Queen Phoenix 8. Good on you for sticking to it. Playing reality. Lots of research on health that he's had to do lately. Everyone's going all right. Vanilla custard. He's good at T is good at making it. I still haven't gotten around to making vanilla slice yet. It's on my list of things to do. Well, Culley might have to send you his recipe.
It's a good one, man. It's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the things that I find really, really crazy about the world that we live in is that animals are treated much better than the people who are in those places, man. You know, people in prison are getting fed dead animals, right? So it's like
Yeah.
we've got people who are in there for doing such heinous crimes and things like that, and the animals still get treated worse. The innocent animals. Is that one of the things that kept you holding on to being vegan in there?
Yeah, in a sense, man, in a very small sense, there's a lot more going on at one time. So there's so many things to think about. In a sense, yeah, but not. It didn't really. I didn't really think about that too much. But it's funny because, like, you know, it's all people know. You know, when you're born like that, you get taught to
Yeah.
eat meat from a young age. So that's all they know. You know, so you can't help it. It's like talking to a brick wall sometimes. But yeah, at Cadell, at the low security prison, they've got like a dairy farm there. So a lot of people make their living in that, you know, and get their
Right.
money for the week by working in a dairy. So it
Yeah.
was a very split thing with that. But I knew where I was. I had to make it work. I'm not going to start anything. You know, people got to earn their living, and they don't know. You know, everyone's got their milk and stuff. There's a lot of baby calves, and I know where they go and that, but people don't really think. And
Yeah.
that's probably the most upsetting thing. But you know, you don't let it bother you because I was there for 2 years. You're not going to let that think about it every day, sort of thing. You know what I mean? But you know, like I'd have to I was a truck driver there, so I had to like help with the shit pit basically for down the dairy farm, you know. But that was part of
Wow.
my job. I'm not going to say, you know, I can't do it for what I stand for. You know, you just got to get on with it. You know, it's not like I'm contributing to it. I'm just clearing the shit. You know, but
Yeah.
that's just one of the things. And there's a good 100 or so people that got jobs doing that down the dairy. So you know, you can't really say anything. It's just a big part of that jail at the moment. You know, it's how a lot of people make the industry. You know, they actually supply their milk through all the jails in South Australia, including some hospitals like Flinders and stuff. Cadell Milk. So yeah,
Wow. So it's its own brand, Cadell Milk.
yeah, Cadell Valley. I think it was Cadell Valley Milk and that. But yeah, they do
Wow.
all the jails and stuff like that. And you know, so it's like 2,000. They'd send out 2,000 liters every day, pretty much almost. It's crazy, crazy how much milk they go through. It's
Wow.
nuts.
So what years were you in? We've had Tia just ask that question.
Yeah, I went in at the end of 2016, and I got out yeah November 2020. So
Right. And
yeah, it was 4 years, and I did 18 months home detention on that, and I got out. I got served 6 years, and I did four, and now I'm out on home detention. Now I've done 19 months on home detention sentence. I'm serving the rest of my sentence on home detention. For those that don't really know what that means, but yeah, I'm on the home stretch. I'm eligible in October this year, and hopefully I can get the jewelry off.
yeah,
So,
wicked. So you've got like the ankle thing on?
yeah,
Yep.
yeah, I got a bracelet on. I had it on for like 19 months. So yeah,
Yep.
once that comes off, it'll be about 9 years done.
Yep. Wow.
Yeah,
Wow. Good on you,
yeah,
man.
man.
Good on you for getting through
Yeah.
it, and good on you for still being here, and good on you for coming out with the ethics that you now have. And you know, they say that when people go into prison, they go into prison, and the idea of it is to change people's lives in order to come out and not reoffend and all that sort of stuff. So hopefully that works for you, man. So we
Yeah,
got a
cheers.
couple more people piling in. Got a few. We got heaps of bloody questions, man. You might have to rewatch this. Um, so we've got Sophie Alex. That's my girlfriend. She wants to get a recipe. Get your recipe. I don't know whether she's referring to your recipe. All right, and here we go. Just asking, just making sure I got everyone, not missing everything. All right. So let me have a look. So when you were in, were you
Yeah.
given an allowance to be able to buy the food? You mentioned that you were working, driving the trucks. Did you have to buy
Yeah.
your own food, or was it supplied to you?
Well, every it depends where you are. When you first go in, you're in a cell block sort of system, so you get your meals, you get everything made for you. But depending on the prison, you can move out to like a house or a living cottage where you're living with like less people, like half a dozen people, maybe as an example, where you get an allowance. There'll be like you'll get like $40 a head, $41 a head, or something like that. So you make that work. You live off it, surprisingly enough, and they go to like a local IGA or some shit like that, and they get it. So you put your order in at the week, and you get like an allowance of $200-300 for the house, and you make it work. You can go in together or you can go separate. But if you go in together, obviously you can get more. So obviously I was separate for quite a while there, which made it a bit harder. But yeah, so yeah, you get an allowance, and then if you've got a job, which you do have to work in most jails because most jails are working prisons, unless you're like high security. yeah, you can get extra bit, and you can also get a maximum of $300 sent in a month from loved ones. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Which I had. You know, I had the max 300 a month sent in from good mates. So I did my jail very easy and very comfortable. I didn't really use the phone much, so everything I had, I'll come out with money. I basically come out with like $4,000
Wow.
because from my mates sending me money, you know, I was really looked after, and I didn't spend much. You know, I didn't eat shit. I didn't eat lollies and chocolates, and I used to smoke. I stopped smoking when I was in there, so I saved a lot of money and come out with it, which is pretty rare.
Yeah, wicked. Wow, that's really cool actually. And for I've noticed, and because I've known you for a while, everyone else is noticing that you're covered in tattoos as well. Did you get any tattoos while you're inside, or
Nah, bro.
nah,
Nah,
none
I
of
never
that?
got. No, I never was game enough for that.
Yeah, no pen ink. And
If you knew what they use for ink, you fucking wouldn't be
yeah,
game either. Man. They use some hectic shit,
yeah, man,
you
for
know.
sure. Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Um,
Crazy, man. You see them there.
yeah, wow. So I had that was gonna blow. Oh, that's right. I've been following you for quite a while now as well, and I've noticed also that you've been going in to get some tattoos removed. So you've been
Yeah,
doing that through laser
yeah.
tap.
Yeah, I went through Laser Tat. I got lucky enough to get accepted for the Fresh Start program,
That's
which
right.
Amanda down at Laser Tat, Port Adelaide, she started that and she funds it. Yeah, she's a great person and that, and yeah, I got managed to get it done for nothing, which saved me a lot of money. So yeah, I'm removing some crew tattoos that I used to have and removing some more on my back, pretty much ready for a big cover up. But I had some facial ones there, and that one was a crew one, and they're going now. You know, it's different new life. So yeah, not saying I probably wouldn't get anything there again. I'd probably get my whole head done soon, but that was a part of my life I don't want anymore. And
Yep.
yeah, they were shit to me, and yeah, it's good that she's been able to help me out. So yeah, that's been a painful experience, but uh, it's just like tattoos, you know. It's a temporary pain for a long term reward. You get it done.
Yeah, that's it.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've got a couple, and for me, it's just the money, man. You know, it's
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I probably wouldn't be doing the laser if I had to pay. You know, I probably wouldn't not so regularly anyway. I go like once every 6 or 7 weeks, and yeah, they turn the machine up every time, so it gets worse. That's always something to look forward to. But my back, they're doing my whole back, and that only needs to be relatively faded for my cover up.
yeah.
So not too bad. I'm about six sessions in. I probably need a few more to go. Um, but yeah, the face ones are pretty much almost gone. I probably should be gone by the end of the year, I'd say.
Hell yeah. We got
Yeah.
Sophie, my girl. Such a wicked program. So brave though. Laser is no joke. Yeah, she's had some laser done as well. It's my understanding that it's kind of like a really you get a rubber band and you just smack it on your put it between your fingers, smack it on your body, but it's like at 100 beats per second, right?
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that example or expression about it a few times. Yeah, and it is like a boiling hot rubber band hitting you 100 times a second. You know what? It sucks. Like if it's done so quickly though. You know, especially ones here. It's painful, but it's done. My back though is like a solid 8 minutes, and it's the longest 8 minutes of my life. It's
Yeah.
fucking hectic. It's a big area, but I get it done in one go because I don't want to have to go back for more. And it's normally pretty bad, but it's bare. I'll get through. But the last one I went to a few weeks ago, oh man, I never experienced something like that in my life. And it was just, I don't know why it hurt so much more. It was weird. I haven't changed my diet or anything. I wasn't drinking. I don't drink. I don't smoke, and I don't do drugs. Obviously, I've been clean for years now. But like, it just fucking turned that session turned it up, and I was hating
Yeah.
it. Yeah, man. I had to stop. I've never had to stop really, but I had to stop probably half a dozen times. It was that bad.
Yeah.
Crazy. So I
Um,
might have to split the sessions up now. It's
yeah.
fucking that.
And then you got to wait like 8 weeks for it to heal and then go back and like 10 sessions. Oh, it's crazy, man. So
Yeah.
how did you hear about Shit Vegans? How'd you hear about this?
Oh, that's a good question, man. It's been a while. You know what? I think I seen a video you did somehow that I must have had you on Insta, just your profile, you know, as a unique profile. I must have seen a video in your story that I liked, and that's how I clicked on. I reckon I've seen it. I don't know what you're doing. You were demonstrating something, I reckon, or you're in the city, or you did something. I can't really remember. It's a while ago, but you were demonstrating something, and I liked what you were about, and I liked what you were doing, man. And so I added it and tuned in for you. One of the first show I could the next week, I think.
Wicked, man. Appreciate that. So to all the haters out there, you got to keep everyone on board, Oh man,
Yeah.
thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah,
So
you're doing it up, man.
thanks,
Keep it
man.
up.
Appreciate it. So I've got a few more things written down here. Where are we? So, because they all sort of went into each other. So, since you've got out, you've managed to find some work. Because I've been following you. You're wearing like the high vis stuff. What do you do for work now?
At the moment, just traffic control. I was in between when I first got out. I was rendering for a bit with a mate, but I wasn't really getting anywhere financially. My back was killing me, so and I wanted the hours. I wanted to be out the house because obviously I'm on home D. So
Yep.
I wanted to be out the house. So yeah, I went up to doing like 60, 70 hours a week, just doing traffic control. But wasn't really doing much. I was babysitting and just sitting in a car and watching Netflix. So
Yeah.
I wanted to be out of that by now, but I'm sticking it out. It's a job for now. It's good. I'm still looking for another job. I had a couple of things fell through, so I'm just sticking it out for now and getting the hours and getting the paycheck. But I'm studying part time at the moment as well, so I don't really have a lot of time for anything else. So I kind of want a normal job where I can do 40 hours a week and finish my study without burning myself out. So yeah, but we'll see. You know what I mean? It is what it is for now. Like I said, it's good to be out the house a lot, but I'm coming up to October. I want to already kind of be prepared to have those extra hours, so I don't have to work when I get pro. I want to be able to make up for time with friends and that.
Yeah. Awesome.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Would anyone come and visit you at all while you're in?
I had a few. Yeah, I had some visits. I wasn't. I was very different to a lot of people though, in the sense I didn't really get light visits. I didn't enjoy them. I don't know what it was. It was just me. I've said that to everyone. I just kept my head down. I didn't want to break the weekends up. I just wanted to do my job.
Yeah. Get it done.
That's how it worked for me, and that's how I wanted to do it. But yeah, I probably had a half a dozen a year from close friends and my parents and stuff. My parents wanted to see me every week, but I made them come maybe twice a year. I
Yeah.
let them, sorry, come twice a year. But that's enough for me. I just didn't want to do visits because I've had kids or a girlfriend and that at the time. It would be different. I get it why people would want to see them, but I didn't. I just had me, and I just wanted to do my time and get on with it. So yeah, I had a few, and it was good. A very close circle though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Andrew, and that, and Alan, obviously,
Yeah.
and yeah, but they come a couple times a year, maybe three, and yeah, some other really good friends. Friend Annika, and yeah, yeah, just a close circle, man.
Hell yeah, man. That's how it should be. Get the crew.
Yeah.
All right. So, what's life been like since you've been out? So, it's been obviously easier for you to be vegan. Have you
Yeah.
found any ways to advocate for your lifestyle within your current way of living?
Yeah, it's been very easy, man, to be honest. Like, it did take me, 2, 3 months. I'm still learning, like, everyone does. There's still trial and
Yeah.
error. Like, there has been some times where I've bought something where I've looked at everything, all the writing on the back. I've looked, and then
Milk.
I've got, and then weeks later, I found out there's like, shrimp paste in it, and I'm like,
Yeah,
fuck,
dude.
and
Yeah.
it's just trial and error, and I'm still learning. Actually, that shrimp paste thing was only like a couple of weeks ago. My partner pointed it out, and I was like, fuck, I swear I looked at it, and
Yeah.
I've been using it a couple of times, and it's just so fine, but it just pays. But most things I naturally go into a shop now, and I can just pick it, and I know. But new things, I really should triple check now, because yeah, it's bad. But yeah, it's just so easy. I do use a lot of protein powder now because I train a lot, which obviously you can't get in there, so that's real handy. But if I didn't have that, I'd still get enough just from how much protein you can get in all these mock meats. It's just full of
Yeah.
peas and soybean. It's packed full of protein. It's very easy, obviously, and I'm still learning. I'm making all dishes and that. I'm getting it's fun for me. I like it. It was fun in there when I was baking stuff because it was real experimental. I like baking. I like cooking, and it's a big part of life. You've got to cook, so
Yeah,
it's
man. You
good
should
to know. It's
write
good.
some
It's good to
recipes.
know just simple things, like not just like a mock schnitzel that's frozen that you mentioned before. Like
Yeah.
that's good, but if you're in a rush, but it's good to know like you could just
Mm.
do stuff and just replace it with something mock. It's so simple.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, for sure. So you do a lot of baking. So why have I not seen any of these on Instagram, mate? Are they not Instagram worthy?
I haven't done so much since I probably moved in this place, but I was when I was first out. I was living down south with the friends, and my housemate had a daughter and that, and she was like veggie and that, and she loved bacon. So we do something once every couple of weeks when she come over, and that was fun. And I did something for my partner's boy's second birthday the day. I made that vanilla slice, and that was first time, and that's what got it back. I was like, man, I want to start baking again.
Oh, dude,
I
hell
got a good
yeah.
I've got a good coconut cake, but yeah, I want to start doing baking. But because I train so much, I don't really feel the need to bake like a chocolate cake just for myself. You know, it's more of a occasion thing. You know, but I know I can do it if I need. So
Yeah, wicked, man. Awesome.
yeah.
So have you seen much of the vegan movement and the activism that goes on within the vegan movement in the last, I don't know, couple of years?
Not really. If there's something on TV, I'd see it, you know. But I don't really watch too much news now. I'm out. I watched a lot of daytime TV and news
Yeah.
inside, so I was getting a bit drained and exhausted of it. But yeah, no, not too much, man. Really, if it's online and in front of me, I'll see it, but I don't go looking for it in a way.
Yeah, yep, fair enough. Yeah, because I I find there's lots of different ways to advocate. Obviously, you know the way I advocate. I predominantly use Facebook. I hit the streets, do all this sort of stuff. I see ways in which everyone can advocate for their lifestyle when it comes to veganism and however they want to see the world. And I think with your story, it's really incredible because, as you've said a few times, which is a really good way of putting it, you're in an environment that doesn't cater for that lifestyle. And yeah, so I mean, yeah, I wouldn't. Oh man, I just can't. I can't really relate, to be honest. And because no one can really relate, it's such a powerful thing. So yeah, man.
Yeah, yeah. Look, it was hard, man. It was hard, and I was a bit worried because when I started, I was at Mobilong, I was at Murray Bridge, and I was in our living unit. Because once I lived into a house and a living unit. When you start cooking yourself, that's when I started doing it. About a few months into it, I was like, all right, cool. But then when I moved jails to Cadell to low security, you got to go back to the cell block. You got to start again. So I was like, fuck, man, I'm gonna have to go back to eating meat again because you got to eat what you're given, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
otherwise I'm gonna starve. There's only so much salad you can eat. And
yeah,
but lucky enough, I had a good friend that was already there, and I got word that I was coming, and he kind of looked after me, and he sorted something out with the kitchen staff there and that. And as soon as I got there, as soon as I got off the bus, I did my paperwork and shit and signed in, and I went straight to the kitchen and introduced myself to a couple other dudes that were cooking in there, and there was one veggie in there. And basically, I ate salad that night, just shit salad, you know, that was it. And he cooked a big pot the next day, like a big stew, you know, or a curry or something like that. And I ate that every day for a couple of weeks, you know, and just put some salad with it. And once the first buy came, the first canteen run, I bought some chickpeas and shit, and you know, any sort of protein I could get, any sauce, I got it, and I just chucked in what they could give me. But yeah, and then I started. Once that stew ran out, he started making a few, like 2 or 3 different things, and they change them up every night and put it on my plate. Because you get like your plates on a trolley, and it's got your cell number on it, and it's got your dinner plate, like hospital kind of fucking dinnerware, and you go and collect it every night. And then yeah, mine would always have 2 or 3 different things on it. It was good, man. It worked out good. So I didn't have to go backwards. And once I got there and found that out, I was fucking cheering, man. I was a bit worried I was gonna have to start eating meat again just to
yeah.
survive. But yeah, it was good, man. It worked out well, and that was I was at about the 2 year mark, I think. So I'm glad. And then I did another 2 years, and here we are.
Hell yeah, man. And what size shirt are you, mate?
What's that shirt, man? Say mediums or large, maybe a large.
Yeah,
I
cool.
reckon.
Because I'm gonna do another load of these, and I'll give you one. Because
Yeah, do
this,
it. Do it.
my goal is to have everyone who I have on here gets a shirt, and because I've run out of shirts, I've got to get some more.
Yeah,
So this will prompt me to do it, and I'll come and hand it over to you, mate.
yeah, done. On the
Hell yeah,
bro.
man.
Cheers. Be good.
Shit, vegans. What do you think of the logo?
It's all right.
That's right. You could have done better.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a fun.
You thought about just getting you doing more designs or just that one?
I have been thinking about doing more designs actually. I just wrote this up in a website called Canva, and I was like, oh yeah, that'll do. And then I also went free stream music on Spotify, and the track that I use, I'm like, they'll use that too. So it's all like free shit and whatnot. And to everyone,
You can do singlets or long sleeves and shit, and have like shit down one sleeve and vegan down the other sleeve and shit like that,
bro, that's gonna happen now. I need some ideas. So everyone who's in the chat, drop us some ideas. And if you've got any questions for Culley while he's here, drop us some questions. For those of you who are tuning in right now, James was just telling us a story about how he went vegan whilst he was incarcerated. So incredible story. Something worth listening to. If you've made it this far and you want to go back, share this with all your friends. It's kind of like I'm doing a radio show here. You know how it is. So. And yeah, I reckon how many viewers do we have? We got 10 viewers, bro. This is the most I've ever had on one bloody.
I reckon that is the most bad.
Yeah, man, crazy. Yeah. So everyone also looking at this guy's arms. You want to step back for a bit and show us your bloody cannons?
Nah, I don't really.
Dude, this guy doesn't miss any protein. All right. We got.
You jam me up. You jam me up, bros.
Yeah, man, for sure. Fuck, dude. Like, I just started going to the gym, and I've been going in the mornings at 5:30, and I'm so fucking tired usually. But it's good because it gets me into bed in an all right time, and you know how it is. What's your gym repertoire? What do you do?
I focus on, certain parts of the body, like mainly, specifically. I change it up. Like every second week I'll superset or do like circuits. And then every other week I'll just, that day I'll focus on particular things like legs. And the next day I'll do shoulders. And the following week I'll do shoulders and tries or something like that. And mix it up. I don't really get too much cardio. I was going to the local footy oval. I'll get 3 hours of fitness passes a week, which is basically, but I have to go to the same place. So I was running laps around on a local footy oval with my mate Damo, and once it got dark, once it got too dark in the evenings and that, I've had to stop. So unfortunately, I can't really do much. There's only so much bike riding I can do in here. So yeah, it's mainly just weights at the moment. But I'm hoping they're starting to be more lenient with passes and stuff now. I'm getting to the end of the sentence, so they're starting to let me go to things. I went to dinner for the first time with my partner a few months ago, and that was the best. I haven't been out to dinner in like years, man. So
wow.
I'm going to try hit them up because they don't like you going to gyms. They won't let you go to a gym for some reason. I've seen some people go, but it's just every CO, everyone's different. So
yeah,
I'm going to try see if I can go to like a couple of F45s a week. And I think they'll approve them, because like I said, they're starting to be more lenient with me and let me do things because they know I'm getting to the end of it. They don't want me to get parole and then all of a sudden have all this freedom all at once and wig out a bit and shit and go too nuts. So they like to build you up to it and lean you into it.
Yeah, I suppose that's a good way of handling it or a good way of doing it. Sometimes the system works, sometimes it doesn't. So with your routine, and the way you maintain your muscle and your body weight and all that sort of stuff, do you tend to eat pretty much straight after the gym? Do you pre-workout, do all that sort of stuff?
Yeah, I definitely I don't do too many pre-workouts at the moment. I have before, but yeah, just because I get home from work so late, it's hard. Like I'm not going to have a shake with me like at 5-6 o'clock in the evening, like that I've had on me all day. I'll just get home and I'll just start and I'll just get in my head and train. But yeah, post-workout, I'll normally eat within 45 minutes, mate. I'll normally have it ready beforehand. But yeah, I'll definitely, if I've got to cook afterwards, I'm going to probably do something rushy. But I normally have a shake straight away with a banana. Yeah, I'll get that straight into me, and then I'll just I'll make bulk food for lunch the next day for work, and I'll have a small dish of that because a shake and banana is pretty much that's all you need. But I need to have something better. But you don't want too much more than that, so I'll just have a small bowl of what I've made. But yeah, normally within the hour after I train, max. Otherwise, I won't eat at all.
Yeah. Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, you need to let that food settle before you go to bed. If you go to bed with a full stomach, you got to put on weight when you wake up. So.
Wow, I didn't even know that, man. Because I'm going to the gym and I'm doing kind of like F45. It's called BFT, and that's it's pretty good. Like I'm finding it's really helping me, and I've been going for the past like 3 weeks, like almost every day. I missed one day because I was just too tired. But that's no excuse. I know it's no excuse. But yeah, man, that'd be good if you could get out and do that.
Yeah, I get it, man. It gets like that. But yeah, no, it's easy, man. You just got to put your mind to it. And that there's a lot of days where I'm like, fuck, I can't be fucked. You know what I mean? But it's just the hours I'm doing, and I'm just burn out. But I've got to train. Like in a sense, I've told a lot of people and been really open and upfront with it. Like, for what I was in jail for and stuff. It was obviously got a lot to do with drugs. And there's a few things, but I used to be a drug addict in a sense. So it's been, it's been like, how long's it been now? It's nearly 6.5 years, I think I've been clean. But, I replaced it with something positive. I train. Some people don't need to train. That's what works for me, though. I train not that I'm worried about getting on drugs again if I stop. That's just what I replaced it with, and I want to keep doing it because it makes me feel good. And if I miss one session, I feel like a fucking fat piece of shit and a loser. Like so, but it's good to think like that, because otherwise I won't be encouraged to go the next day. I'll just be, oh, I'll be
Yeah.
right. So it's not that negative or unhealthy to think like that. It works for me, and it's a positive way to
Yeah.
think for me. So it works.
I suppose it vibes the same way as, I guess, a drug addiction, which is, if you're there, doing whatever drugs it is that you're doing, and then you're doing it for a period of time, and then you stop, you're like, oh shit, I feel like shit, and then you got to get back onto it. Exactly what you just said. You've replaced one vice with another, and this one is positive, and that, to people watching, that's a really good analogy and really good way of putting it.
Yeah.
So we've got. Sorry, mate. As you were saying.
You're right. Even if I just do like half hour, like a circuit quickly, because I'm that gas, it's better than doing nothing. And yeah, I go to bed happy and I wake up with a better mindset. And so I haven't done it recently, but for a while there, I was getting up real early, like 4 a.m. and training. And I love that because it's a good way to start the day. But because I'm working such long hours, if I get bed at like 9 o'clock and wake up at 4, I could do it, but it wore off after a bit. So
Yeah.
it would encourage me. But if I did that more, I wouldn't train at all when I got home. So it's kind of good that I haven't trained that early because it gives me a reason to train when I get home.
Yep. And how do you find, this is a question that I've been wanting to have an answer to. I'm guessing you've got convictions now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
So does that mean that lots of jobs out in the market are not available to you?
It depends, man. Like, each their own, like you can understand where employers are coming from if they see you on paperwork and they see something. I get it. They don't know you. I feel like, if someone met me for 5 minutes, they'd give me a shot. But most things are all right. People accept you. It is hard on home detention because you have to, you have to give all your information to your CO and they have to call who you're going to work for to ask if they're all right with it. So there's no way around it. So I can't hide it. Um, so in that sense, once they hear you're on home D, they think you're a liability and they think it's not going to work. So I've got a lot of rejections, but I've been used to that for years, man. So
Yeah.
it's no big deal at all. The place I'm at now, they knew, and they accepted me, which I'm obviously forever grateful about. But yeah, certain things it's harder to get into, and I've been trying to get a lot of clearances lately for what I'm studying because I'm doing disability support, and I wanted to start my placement by the end of the year, and that's going to be a struggle. I've already got a lot of no's, but there are some places that will take me. I've found out I've just got to keep at it and try, and so I'll get there. And like I said, the bracelet comes off, which will make it a lot easier. But like I said, I have got convictions, so there's no hiding that. But all you need is that one yes, and you're in the door.
Yeah,
So
wicked. And
I'll get there.
with the convictions, does that mean that you're unable to travel out of the country?
Depends where you're going. No, I can still travel. Like I can travel pretty much anywhere. It's just some places are harder to get into. Um, there's ways around it as well. Like everyone says America. Like I'd love to go to America. I went there a couple times when I was younger, but I'd love to go as an adult. I'll have to wait a bit. But even if I wanted to go now, there's ways around it. Like once I get parole, there's things you can do. You can go to Canada and drive down. You know what I mean? Because Canada aren't
Ah,
that funny,
righto.
but or you can fly direct to like Honolulu from Sydney, and then you just get domestic. There's ways around it, and they might catch on to them, but there'll be another way around it. Someone will find.
Yeah,
So
lots of
yeah,
loopholes.
but yeah, Europe's easy, man. I've got dual citizenship, and that, and it's easy with that. So Europe's easy. I could go there and just parole's a different story. Like if I want to go while I'm on parole, I'll have to say there's a funeral or a wedding, something
Yeah.
like that. But yeah, once that's done, I can pretty much go anywhere. It's just obviously some countries have different rules, and depends what your conviction is.
Yep.
Drugs, it's pretty serious, trafficking and stuff like that. But if it's compared to like murder or
Yep. Yep.
being
And
something worse is it's not that bad.
I guess you just let it out a little bit there, and I guess I was going to end on that sort of note. So if you don't mind telling the people, firstly, if that's fine with you, what you were in for and how it changed you coming out, and whether or not you'd be your, I guess you feel like what happened to you ended up turning you into a better person.
Yeah, so my main charge, the one I mainly got convicted for, there was a few little ones there, here and there, but the main one was multiple counts of drug trafficking. It's just, wrong crowd, wrong time, all that shit, trying to live a different life and be someone that I wasn't. That was all it was. And going in for a lot of people, there's a lot of people in there that are already planning their next scheme and how they're going to do it better and shit. And I've seen a few people within the first 6 months come in and out twice, And once I've seen that, like a lot of people kind of expect you to go back in. They're like, "Oh, what is this your first one? Oh, this you'll be back. It's only your first stint. But that's because I'm so stubborn. I'm like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm not coming back to this shithole. People still don't believe you, but I'm done, man. It changed me because I realized what I lost. There's a lot of valuable time. I lost 4 years, and once all this is done, once parole's done, it's 10 years that I can't go to a fucking licensed venue. And just have a drink with a mate or my dad or some shit. That's ages, man. It's shit. It's not worth it. But it is what it is. It's happened. That's the time I got. I got a pretty harsh sentence of what I was doing. But it is what it is. It's what if it's happened. So I just got to get on with it. So in a sense, yeah, I would have kept on the same road I was doing if I didn't go away, 100%. But also if I did probably a year or so, I probably would have got out and done the same shit.
Yep.
Once I got to that 2.5 year mark, I was like, fuck this shit. I was done, man. Too much. And then unfortunately it kept dragging on. I was supposed to get out after a couple of years, and then something happened. They put a fresh charge on me, got another year for that.
Oh, no.
And they appealed that sentence, and then they gave me another fucking 4 years for that. And I managed to get out another year after that. So yeah, my sentence doubled while I was in there. But,
Wow.
I just laughed and got on with it. There was a couple of days there I was a bit down. A bit dirty, but the rest of those 4 years, I was just laughing and getting on with it. There's nothing you can do. You just got to get on with it and make the best of it. And that's what I did. I did all the courses I could. I took what I could from it. Got fit, got healthy, quit smoking. I did heaps of shit, and I come out with money, for fuck's sake. You know what I mean? And not many people can say that.
Yeah,
and
awesome.
I come out plant based. As well.
Fuck yeah.
That's probably my most proudest one. So.
Very incredible story. And on that, I reckon we will end there. So if anyone here has any further questions for James, hit us up in the chat. We'll give it a few minutes. We've got Avery, Queen Phoenix. James, your story is very inspirational. Wish you all the luck for the future and hope things go well for you. Yeah, we've got lots of support in the vegan community too. So if you want to start speaking out, feel free.
Easy. Thanks, Avery, as well. I appreciate that. And thanks, Nick, for having me on, your brother.
No worries, man. Really appreciate it. And we'll keep in touch. And I don't know, maybe in the future we'll check back in and see how you're going. If everyone wants to hear that. Tia, also nice having you on here. Nice hearing your story. Paulie's vegan, my mate from Lithuania. We get people from everywhere. Vegan,
That's
love
good.
heart. Yeah. So thanks heaps, bro. And really appreciate it. Any before we go, if you have any advice you have for people who are not vegan and are watching this or listening to this, if they go onto Spotify and YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, by the way. If you have any advice for those people, send it here. I think I'm missing you there. Yeah, drop your advice.
Easy, bros. No worries.
You got any advice?
I got nothing.
No, got nothing. All right, man.
Yeah, just stay out of jail.
Yeah, stay out of jail, stay out of trouble. All right, man. Thanks heaps for that. Talk to you soon.
Easy. All right, bros. See you.
Catch you, bro.
Bye.
Awesome. All right, so let me go back to my scene and bump. Wicked. Well, that was James Culley, mate, from way back. I mean, back when we first, when I first met James, I just knew who he was back in the day, a long time ago. And, I used to go watch his band and all of his friends' bands all play. And, it was really, really good times. And I remember being at a friend's house, Simo, in North Adelaide, and we'd all just, have a really fun time. And we'd walk into town and we'd all just get loose and watch music. And, really, really fun times. So, thanks, James, for being on the show. And, we got heaps of people in right now. So if you've got any anything you want to ask me while we're still on the Shit Vegan show, drop us a line, drop us a comment. If you are here and you haven't yet, head across to Instagram and just type in Shit Vegans and you'll find it. if you're here and you want to subscribe to the YouTube channel, this will go up on YouTube. And this one, I reckon we did well enough to go on. Oh man. There you go. Culley, I haven't been called James that many times in my life. Yeah, dude. And I always knew you as Culley, eh? Yeah. Yeah, and Spotify. That's it, Paul. Thanks heaps, man. All right. And to everyone, that is the Shit Vegan Show for another week. Tune in again next week. I reckon I'm going to have to be doing it Tuesdays now instead of Mondays. So, Culley, thanks again. What we're going to do is we're going to leave you with some Chris Delaney. He sent me some messages privately. This is him with Hello Human, You Man. Shit Vegan Show. Thanks heaps, everyone. Many peace. Oh, and the chat's still on, so you can still talk. Peace.